Yo, Profo Won, FLOOR GANGZ worldwide. I'm here at OUTBREAK, and what we're doing here today, from what I learned from different people that taught me, what I think, my personal opinion, are three different styles and influences that goes into modern day footwork. The first style is obviously the very classic style of what they did in the Bronx in New York. A lot of the classic looks that a lot of the Zulu Kings, from what I've seen from footage, is like the little kick-out styles, like based upon the Russian. We'll review that first. Is like the basics of all the footwork is basically the Russian, which is this, right? The Russian. From that, you get Russian taps. The thing is, originally they're called Russian taps, but everyone knows them as CCs, because in the mid-90s, when Crazy Legs was going around the world and teaching people how to break, he didn't know the name of this. Like Ken Swift calls it switches, Crazy Legs calls it CCs, but the real name is Russian taps, because you Russian and you tap. Russian tap. Russian tap. So that was the original name. Crazy Legs call it CCs for the crew called Crazy Commanders, which you guys know as commandos. When someone does a commando and takes over, they would do the Russian taps as a commando, as a routine to get the other guy in. And the Crazy Commandos influenced a style called the CC long style, or elongated footwork. B-boys as Alien Ness and Bryson from Massive Monkeys do it, which is like a six-step, but I'm coming here with a full sweep of going low, then high, then low, then high. That's known as the CC long. So when you have guys from the older generation, guys from New York, judging a footwork battle, because perspectives are different, the thing is they want steps, like actual steps, instead of sweeps or glides and stuff like that. So when they're doing footwork in front of like an OG, he's gonna look for steps, which is like what I call the traditional New York style footwork. The earlier style that I was talking about was, like, I would say is from like the late 70s, early 80s. This next style is like I call the Euro style, and it happened around the early 90s, like 91, 92, 93, and it was popularized by B-Boy Storm from Battle Squad. But from what I heard, the style was really influenced by this guy Kareem from Actual Force from France. And the style is very circular, not about steps, but more about glides, and this is what we call Euro styles or leg work. So for instance, the pretzel, this would be the style. It would look like this. Stuff like that, with the sliding and the body glides and the little fish tails or dragon tails and whips. This is the stuff that Storm popularized. So the thing is, a lot of people take that and they think it's footwork, but it's actually leg work, because you're not actually doing real steps. So the thing is, like for instance, a lot of the Florida guys here are influenced by combining that New York style with, because of Quick Step and them coming here, and Ken Swift and Zulu Gremlin, with that Storm, Battle Squad, what I call a Kareem influence, what I call Euro style.
Hold up.
I'm gonna do like
What the fuck?
Playboy.
Demonstrating the Euro style. Has a lot of pretzels, what we call dead legs or under sweeps, and like glides. So it would like be like bam, 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 you know, stuff like that. Not so much like, not saying that they didn't do it in New York, but as a whole movement and a style, that's what they did in Europe, what I call the Euro style. The third one is a little bit more modern, started in probably the late 90s, and like I said, these movements have been done everywhere, but to formulate a style, like a formula of how they move. The third one's definitely from Canada, especially Toronto era, which is called, like I call the Toronto threads, or the Canada style of footwork, which is more based upon the European style, but doing more threads from earlier, like Mr. Wiggles called it Spider-Man footwork. He did that style early on, but I feel like they really perfected this style as far as threads, like crews like Bag of Tricks, Supernaturals, and Boogie Brats, of course. Boogie Brats had the origami style, and Supernaturals have a certain way of doing threads too. It's a formula, instead of just doing threads. So, and the man that was doing it was Gizmo, for sure. Gizmo from Bag of Tricks, he was the man. So I'm going to demonstrate what they would call a threading style. So a threading style is not, you're not just doing a thread, like sitting and doing a thread. it starts with, like, I'll use a Euro style entrance. So instance, I'll use the pretzel sweep or the grind into here. That would enter into the thread, and then maybe I exit into a freeze. So my exit's a freeze, or I'll do it again. I'll do the thread, boom, boom, into a transition. This is another thread. This is another thread. Here, 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 here. That's more popularized in Toronto, in Canada. The thing is, giving shouts out to Elvis in Sweden, because I know he was doing it earlier too, but as far as a concentrated movement and style, I would give it to Canada, which I call the Canadian style. First, I call the traditional New York style, right? Here it goes. Right? New York style. Second style, I call the Euro style, which is this. Right? Then third, the Canada style, which is this. All right? 3 different styles.